I requested to remove my thesis partner from our research, which may cause her not to graduate. Our class only has 8 people total, so everyone knows everyone. When they announced thesis pairs, I got matched with Hannah. We'd done group projects before, and she always waited until the last second to do stuff, but she usually came through eventually. I wasn't happy, but figured we'd survive. First month, we needed to interview each other 3 times for data collection. I work night shifts at a warehouse, and so does she, plus she has a kid at home. I get it, life is complicated, but I still managed to sit down and interview her 3 separate times over 3 months. She kept canceling on me, always had some excuse ready. Then we had to transcribe everything. 3 hours of recorded interviews total. We split it 50-50 on paper. 2 weeks later, her half was still blank. I messaged her every single day. Nothing. I just did all 3 hours myself because our deadline was coming up fast, and I wasn't about to fail because of her. Next came encoding, which is basically the worst part of any thesis. You take all your data and code it into categories using special software. Takes forever. We agreed to split the work again. For 4 weeks straight, I sent her messages asking about her progress. 4 entire weeks. She kept saying, yeah, I'll finish it soon, but nothing ever showed up. I finally stopped asking and just coded the entire dataset myself in 2 days with 0 sleep. When I told our advisor what happened, they made Hannah pay for the software subscription we were using. That was literally her only contribution to the whole project. $40. I decided to give her one more chance. I told her, fine, you handle the defense presentation and write the script for what we'll say. That's it. Just make the slides look good and write down what we're presenting. Defense day arrives and I get to campus early. I open the presentation file and half the slides are empty, just blank. I'm sitting there in the hallway outside the room fixing everything while other groups are already presenting inside. Hannah shows up an hour and a half late. The script she wrote covered maybe 20 pages of our 45-slide presentation. I had to wing the rest during our actual defense in front of 3 professors. Somehow we passed, but they told us we needed to redo the encoding with a different method and completely rewrite chapters 3 and 4. They said do it separately first, then compare and combine the best parts. I started my rewrites that same week. Hannah? Absolutely nothing. I checked the shared folder every day. Empty. I sent her messages asking for updates on her encoding and her chapters. She'd reply, yeah, I'm working on it. But weeks went by and still nothing appeared. Meanwhile, I could see her posting stories on Facebook constantly. Pictures from restaurants, screenshots of shows she was watching, selfies with friends. Clearly had time for that. 2 months before final submission deadline, I walked into our advisor's office. I brought printed screenshots of all my messages to Hannah, timestamps showing when I'd completed each section, and the shared folder history proving she hadn't uploaded anything in 14 weeks. I asked if I could submit the thesis under only my name. Our advisor looked at everything for a long time without saying anything. Then they asked, are you absolutely sure about this? Because this means Hannah won't graduate this year. I said yes, I'm sure. They approved it right there and sent Hannah an email that same day informing her she was removed from the project. Hannah called me that night screaming. Said I just ruined her entire life over some stupid school project. I hung up. Then other people from our class started messaging me saying I went too far, that I should have just carried her one final time, that now she has to pay for another whole year of tuition because of me. One guy said I was being heartless because she's a single mom, but I'd already carried her through literally everything. Every single interview, every single transcription, every single line of code, most of the presentation, most of the script, and now both rewrites. I did 95% of a 2-person project while working the same night shifts she worked. I submitted the thesis 3 days ago under my name only. Hannah has to start over with a new partner next semester. 5 people from our class aren't talking to me anymore.